So today, before we get started, like this kind of content, make sure you're subbed to the channel. Enjoy the video, like, comment, share it with other people. Help the channel out that way. If you'd like to go further, there are links in the description, including this, The Case of the Littlest Umbrella. This is our foray into comics, as I've said many times, and well, it's also our message. We don't have to lockstep to anyone. Many people out there are saying these days that you do, but you know what? They're wrong. They're absolutely wrong. You and I, we can do whatever we want, and more on that at the end of the video. Hey there. So today I want to look at something that came up after the TCPA filings. And I have to say, the state of journalism, it is a messy affair. What you have to see with people like, say, a Sharon Grigsby here is what they pursue as truth. And this truth, of course, it's going to be presented as quote-unquote opinion or quote-unquote commentary. So they can go out, they can promote character assassination, but then they can say, well, that was just my opinion on the whole affair. You can see a certain spin to this thing, too. I mean, look at this statement first off, is what they'll actually lead with as well when we get into the article. State District Judge John Chupp must come from a family of firefighters because Friday he managed a hearing in his Tarrant County courtroom that was more dumpster blaze than legal proceeding. That doesn't seem biased at all. Also, when you go out and you look at pictures like this, you see what they're trying to give you. Oh man, look at these two ladies fighting that unfair claim in the courtroom. How dare that monster come out? How dare he fight for his reputation, and how dare he fight for the remnants of his career? Then you go in and you look at this, and I have to say, it really says something. Right off the bat, you see Anime's hashtag there, and yeah, when you see that hashtag #MeToo added to it, it says something. It's not the first place to put this together, but I have to say, that fandom, they get tired of seeing this, and especially when you hear the claims. That's the thing. All of this, the smoke and mirrors, all of the idea of dismissal today because of tortious interference and because of conspiracy, it doesn't dismiss defamation. These folks want it to. They want that idea to go away, but it doesn't. And I mean, look at this. In Anime's Me Too movement, Vic Mignogna a no-show at Tarrant County hearing, and his case is mostly an unholy mess. So they make it sound like, well, it's pretty much over. In the next 30 days, the judge will rule on everything else, and it's all going to be nice and neatly swept away. They go in, they give you a breakdown of this, and interestingly, even though you know how this plays out, look at the way that it's stated here. Mignogna states their statements talking about the company, talking about Ron, and talking about the people involved, women here as well. Their statements about his inappropriate behavior with women amount to an unfair campaign to destroy his career. His inappropriate behavior, that already says that he did something there. All you had to do was make accusations, and people like this, they treat it like it's real. His accusers say his lawsuit is aimed at silencing them. After 3 hours, they go through, they talk about how tightly scripted that defense team is and how Mignogna's team, how ungodly prepared it is, how terrible, how illogical it is, how set up. And then they go into this. I thought this is very telling on where something like this plants. So, one of the defense lawyers, Andrea Perez, told me earlier this summer, this case is something I wake up thinking about, and it's the last thing I think about when I go to bed. I, too, being a woman and a woman lawyer, this hits me particularly hard because I have experiences, too. I know there is too often silence. So to be able to support and help get women out there to talk about what they've been going through is important to me. So I wonder if there's certain lawyers out there that might want to be saying, oh, wait a minute, I need to get away from this mess. Then they go in, of course, to the breakdown. You always get this breakdown here. Oh man, he has played the beloved villain hero in Dragon Ball Super Broly. It broke records. And when it broke records, well, long-rumored inappropriate behavior with women, which alleged that it included aggressive kisses, hugs, and unwanted advances. Online, thousands of anime fans rushed to pick a side in the warfare hashtag #KickVic and I stand with Vic. Mignogna repeatedly and sometimes in great detail denied all the allegations. But you know, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to just roll over and freaking die, because if you don't, well, people are going to go out and they're going to set you on fire there. Amid the outcry, Flower-based Funimation production, which dubs and distributes anime shows, including much of the Dragon Ball franchise, announced in February it severed ties with Mignogna after an internal investigation. What did that investigation lead to, by the way? Oh, jelly beans, something about a kiss, and 2 twins. Not all of these claims that you're trying to throw in here. Mignogna's lawsuit, filed April 18th, alleged defamation, tortious interference, conspiracy, and other charges against Funimation voice actors Monica Rial, Jamie Marchi, Rial's fiancé, Ronald Toy. Lawsuit paints the company and 3 individuals as a band of conspirators, leading the charge to reduce Mignogna to ruins. Friday, the 101st District Court's gallery was packed with interested parties. You know, we found out packed equals 25, by the way. If you didn't watch my video on that, definitely do. And many of them were there to support Rial and Marchi. Wait a minute. I thought all of them were there because Mignogna was a public figure. That's what they told me from Judge Chupp. So if that's wrong, and Judge Chupp actually took it that way, isn't that interesting? Maybe Rial and Marchi are actually public figures, and maybe people should start talking about them. But here, they say, Mignogna was nowhere to be found. Perhaps that was for the best, given the often befuddled oral arguments of his Tyler-based attorney, Ty Beard. Now, when I look at what happened here today, again, conspiracy, hard to go into. I did not think the conspiracy, it would be the best way to go forward. We talked about the conspiracy. It's larger than this. I mean, you look at it and it doesn't sound like just something that's cut and dry, easily detailed, and especially with 3 people. But unfortunately, money ends somewhere, and well, you can only sue so many folks. Also, when you're talking tortious interference, well, apparently Kamea-con didn't matter. That was one of the things that baffled me. I talk about that in another video, and I'll probably do its own video because it irritates me to think about. But Kamea-con, since you had a lawyer come in and remedy some of that situation, all of the stuff that happened behind the scenes, all of these attempts to damage and destroy, they don't count. And since you don't have other conventions stepping forward, well, woe be it unto you. So they talked about his $242,000. Well, you might want to give that back if they had been in the courtroom today. I'd like to tell you what Beard thought of his performance. Ditto for being able to say with authority the reason Mignogna was not on hand, but Beard refused to speak to me as he left the courtroom. Yeah, because he would love to talk to you about that. Because, you know, when you're putting this together, yep, that's what we're going to get. So we get all of the setups here. We get to hear about, oh, look, those outstanding claims are weighted ones. Funimation, Rial, and Toy are still on a sharp hook. Oh yeah, definitely. I suspect Chupp needed to give more consideration and study to each before making his ruling. Or maybe the amateurish performance of his plaintiff's legal team had just worn on his last nerve to the point that an extremely patient judge needed a break. So, when you go there, no wonder you have to paint it a certain way. No wonder you have to go out there. I mean, they talk about a few of these, too. At one point in Beard's argument against Marchi, Chupp said, "I don't think you have any evidence, and that's your problem." Beard later reacted with surprise when Chupp indicated he had dropped all claims against Marchi. Wait, defamation was dismissed as well? Yes, I said that a long time ago. In another exchange, and slightly exasperated, Chupp said, "Am I not being clear?" "No, Your Honor, it's that I'm not listening to," which the judge said, "It would help if you would." I've got dozens more examples, but. Now, it's interesting, like I said, to look at this stuff, to look at exactly how it comes together when we have this written out, and to pretend that this stuff wasn't aimed at destroying. And the way that it's presented, especially at the end here. Marchi is off the hook, but dead set on making sure that people hear the truth. The two women are steadfast that this case, despite the pain and harassment, it will make a difference. As we parted in the Fort Worth courtroom, Rial smiled through the tears. We want other women to see what we got through it. We are getting through it, and it will be okay for them too. So while these people go out and they divide fandom, while they attack people like myself, I'm going to do a video on that, and buckle up, buckaroos, because that one will be a fun. While they go out and they do this kind of stuff, they want to pretend that they're doing it because what they've done out here is they've managed to go and they've settled one petty slight, one thing that they wanted to, but at what cost? What cost to Funimation, I want to ask? What cost to their careers? What exactly is going to come of it? That's the interesting thing about this. At the end of the day, no matter how all of these wheels turn, well, it's going to turn in one direction. And that direction will be many people walking away from this kind of stuff, from this company, because they don't want anything to do with it at all. But anyhow, you tell me what you think about this article. If you like this kind of content too, like I said at the beginning, like, comment, share videos, and also make sure you're subbed to the channel. If you want to go further and help the channel out, there are links in the description. And this is our comic book. Our comic book has 3 stories added in it, and it has another comic book that's added to this. If you want just one, it's there. If you want both comics added here, bam, that's here too. I want to know what you think about this stuff, though. I want to know what you think about the state of journalism and really, these pictures that are added in this. I want to know what you think about that narrative. I saw what they did in their earlier stuff. I'm not surprised by this, but at the same time, yeah. Anyhow, ending this, I want to thank you for showing up. I want to thank you for participating. This stuff, it is absolutely insane to watch out. It's insane to watch play. And, well, it says one thing. As Funimation says, that thing was aimed at you. As these people say, you're not worthy to be here. Yeah, they may get likes on social media. They may actually think that'll turn into money. But those people, most of them are bystanders. The people that are spending there, people like yourself, make smart choices. These places, they don't deserve your money oftentimes. And, well, take it somewhere that'll actually respect you. Anyway, appreciate you. Thank you for your time, and we'll do this again soon.